This is Young Power on Power 106 FM, and it's now time for our young and powerful guest. And I have the distinct pleasure of talking with a very, very, very dynamic young man. His name is Nathaniel Peat. He is a multi-award winning entrepreneur and a young man of many talents and achievements. Good morning, Nathaniel, and welcome to Power 106 FM. How are you?
Good morning. It's great to be with you, man.
Good. For our listeners' sake, start by telling us, who is Nathaniel Peat?
Well, I'm a man of God. I believe in God. The Father has given me everything that I am. I am a Jamaican that is part of the diaspora. I live in England, and I have had to work very hard to achieve what I've done. I began a business very young while I was studying engineering, and that was called the Safety Box, and we inspired young people through education, and I used that as a vehicle, as a movement, in order to make money so that I could pursue my dream to become a pilot. And I used various different things. I played the saxophone. I used that as a means to make money. I did martial arts. I taught people martial arts at university. I gave them £5 a head. I had 30 students, and I would charge them £5 a head. And at the end of an hour, I'd have £150. I did 2 hours, I had £300. I did 2 classes, I had £600. And very soon, in a week, I could collect £1,000 as a student at 18 years old, which meant that I could raise money in order to pursue my passion and my dream, which was to become an airline pilot. And once I attained that, I decided that aviation really would not be my limitation. I decided that I would try to inspire young people through my business ventures. And I say that, the greatest significance in life isn't found through how much money you make. It's found through the service which you can give. And as such, I've managed to, use my skills to develop business and go become an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur for change and an entrepreneur for good, to impact people on a social level, as well as a mental level.
Very good. Now, I'm sure my listeners would want to find out if you do any at all have any Jamaican roots.
Yeah, Brownstown, St. Ann. And my mother is from Portland. I have family in Kingston, and I'm part of the Jamaican diaspora here in the United Kingdom. We're trying to really work hard to change the perception of Jamaica while we're here in Britain. As many people view Jamaica and associate Jamaica with 2 things: athletics and sport and drugs. So we're trying to change that perception and to say that Jamaicans are achievers, entrepreneurs, business people, and are very successful.
Hi Nathaniel, Jesse here, co-host of Young Power. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jesse.
Now,
good to see you, man.
You spoke of changing the perception internationally of Jamaicans.
That's right.
How do you think you have been contributing to that?
Well, I mean, I chair an organization which is known as Jamaicans Inspired, otherwise termed as Jam in UK. And what Jam in UK does is we collect individuals that are lawyers, doctors, engineers, science people, business people, sportsmen, which have achieved at a high level. We put on very elaborate events at FTSE 100 company events. Now, the FTSE 100 is the stock exchange, the top 100 companies in the United Kingdom, one of which is Barclays Bank. And we run a showcase of excellence within the echelons of society, so the bankers and the CEOs, and we invite MPs, and we try to diffuse through these inspirational role models the perception that we are achievers and not just involved in drugs, not just involved in violence, not just involved in sport. And that's how one of the ways in which we change the perception. We run a lot of events around schools. We diffuse ourselves through the university structure. We run several events whereby we put on motivational events to inspire everybody that attends. And this is how we diffuse it directly into the population here in the United Kingdom, using the media as a channel, using the newspapers, using the magazines, using the radio, using the TV. That's it.
Now, how many young people have you been able to impact through the Jamaicans Inspire UK since you've started?
We currently have about 4,500 members, and we're rapidly growing. We're teamed up with Brit Jam. Brit Jam is a spring break festival that recently just happened in Oroyo, and that's where we try to engage more people in terms of leisure tourism. So we've had a measured impact of about 4,500 young people, and the database is continually growing as we begin to recruit and help to basically build young people.
And obviously the impact that you've been having is really tremendous. I've been wondering, because there's been an argument recently about Jamaicans being represented in either the lower or upper house of Parliament. Where do you sit as it pertains to that issue?
In terms of what, diaspora members?
That's right.
We are not living in Jamaica. I mean, we're living in England. We're living in Canada. We're living in the United States. Let Jamaica do it from Jamaica. We don't need to sit in the Parliament. We are living in the diaspora. I stand basically, let Jamaica do Jamaica politics. I'm not living directly in Jamaica. My dad is there. My mom, my family is there. I don't want to have a decision-making role within the Parliament. I'm not there at the moment, and if I was living there, it would be different. But I'm not living there, so let Jamaica do Jamaica politics.
Let's go back to 2007, Nathaniel, when you entered the Enterprising Young Brits competition featured on BBC's The Last Millionaire TV series. Talk to my listeners about that.
What happened was I began doing the safety box, and that was inspiring young people. We had them in the classrooms. We were working with at-risk young people, youth that were involved in knife crime and violence. And I said that these young people are entrepreneurs. They know how, they've got the gift of the gab. They have the ability to move things. They could move drugs. Therefore, they could move a product. They are entrepreneurs. So we developed a curriculum that could be implemented into the British schools to impact young people. We had an amazing turnout. I mean, the results were fantastic. We created the initiative, and we had a measured impact in the United Kingdom of about 7,500 young people. As such, because of the impact, I was nominated for the Community Award and also the Enterprise Young Brit Award, to which I was the first recipient of 2 awards, which was given by the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. That was a really prestigious award. It was given via the mobile phone provider Vodafone and the Daily Mail newspaper, which is a very big newspaper, alongside Enterprise UK. And from that, I became recognized as an entrepreneur moving and shaking, but a social entrepreneur. Creating change with youth, aspiring, their minds to become something great. I then got a phone call from the BBC, and they said, "Oh, we're doing a show, and we're looking for young people that have created a dynamic movement. We're actually looking for tycoons. We're looking for people that have got a wealth of contacts and influence, and we want to put you together on a TV program called the BBC Last Millionaire." The idea of the program was that we would go directly into a country that we've never been to before. We would have to begin a business from scratch using no more than the average wage of the individual that was working in that country. So if you're in Egypt, you'll be getting 15 Egyptian pounds a week. We were stripped of our contacts, and they said, start a business from scratch. You have 4 days to make money. The idea of this thing was that it was not about finishing the program, it was about getting off of the program as quick as possible. So the best entrepreneur would be the first to leave. And if you could leave the program with the most money, then you are the winner for that week. So I wanted to exodus from Egypt. So I went to Egypt and I began a business with 15 Egyptian pounds, partnered up with another contact. Very difficult writing our emails with the Arabic keyboard going backwards. Tough, but we managed to do it, and we began a business in one of the toughest sectors, which was tourism in Egypt. And we did that, and we created about 3,000 Egyptian pounds in the space of 4 days from 15 Egyptian pounds.
Wow, that is the spirit of a true entrepreneur, Nathaniel.
The only limit that exists is the one that you put in your mind. The only limit that exists is the limitation you put upon yourself. And you can network, you can do it, and you have to believe. And belief without evidence is called faith. When you apply faith, you can achieve anything.
And you've been into engineering as well. You have a Master's of Science in Engineering, is it?
That's right. That's right. I have a Master's of Science in engineering. I did my undergraduate in mechanical with aeronautical engineering, and then I did advanced manufacturing engineering systems, to which I used those skills to develop a new business, which is known as Gen X. Gen X basically means the beginning and the breaking through, like Genesis and Exodus. The beginning and an exodus from something coming out. So I went to Africa and I realized that young people, they're in their classes, they could not see their hand in front of their face when they're doing their school education. And I said, I need to do something about this. So using the entrepreneurial skills, fusing that with the engineering, getting my friends who couldn't find work that are engineers, I said, look, let's begin a business. Let's start a business that's going to create a change for youth. And so we have developed now solar lanterns and solar lights, which we're doing in Africa at the moment to help young people to study. And that is a business that I'm looking at bringing into Jamaica. I've teamed up with a guy named Kimroy Bailey.
Yes, we know him very well.
Yeah, and Kimroy and myself are going to be running something. And we're looking at doing something whereby we can inspire young people, teaching youth how to build a solar unit. So we would get the devices, we show them how to assemble the unit, and they themselves can build a solar light. Thus you empower the people to do it themselves. You don't need to import stuff from China. You don't need to import things from India. You don't need to get anything from the United States. We do it ourselves. We lift ourselves from the position into a higher position. Just like in Africa, where the dead aid that goes into Africa, you have charities which put money in to literally hold the people back. There is a statement which says, give a man a fish, or you can teach him how to fish.
Eat for a day,
and this is exactly what the ethos of Gen X is.
Yes.
Is teaching how to build so that they can innovate. You know, about 50 years ago, the Chinese president, prime minister said, let us have in every school a workstation. And all the young people would learn how to make things. What has happened with China now? You pick up your phone, it's got made in China. That's what you call
a shirt.
innovation.
It's made in China.
Well, most of the things are made in China. You look at most things, they're made in China.
Made in China.
And that is the result of actually including innovation into the classroom, which is exactly what Gen X is doing. We're trying to bring solar energy and solar power directly to the young people so they can build it, they can be the engineers, they can be the future technicians. So fusing engineering with business to make a product and to innovate.
Nathaniel, finally, we're about to end this interview, but you've been able to accomplish a lot as a black man in the United Kingdom, and very successful at it as well. But it has not been easy. I want you to leave with our listeners your thoughts on achieving despite the odds.
The thing is, all right, I'm going to begin with this. The road towards success is dotted with several obstacles. If there's no obstacles on the road, it means the road isn't going anywhere. So expect the obstacles to be there. But when you have the challenges, it's how you approach the challenges. View it like the stream, with water moving through the stream. And as the water flows through the stream, instead of colliding with the rocks, do not collide with the rock. Look at a way to go over the rock, shift, adjust, and go around the rock, and take the rough edges off the side. Be like an eagle. I wear a golden eagle. And an eagle is a very special bird. The bird, when it encounters a rain cloud, simply shifts, adjusts its wings, and rises above it. When you encounter the problem, shift, adjust, and rise above it. When you have financial problems, use your friends, use your family. Create a micro-entrepreneurial village around you by using the skills of the people that are closest to you. Thus, you create a network beneath you, which will help to elevate you from your current position. Finances are not a limitation, unless you allow it to be a limitation. The key thing that you require in order to be successful is determination, persistence, patience, faith, and you want the resilience to cope with rough situations. If you combine all of these things, it doesn't matter who tells you that you will not achieve it, you will achieve it. Put God first, you will achieve it. With man, things are impossible. With God, everything is possible. Believe that. Run it inside of you. And shake yourself up. You cannot make footprints in the sand of time sitting on your backside. Get up and move. I'm telling you to move. Still water becomes stale and it smells. Fresh running water begins to empower you. It gives purity to your body. Stay fresh. Keep on moving and never be discouraged. And above all, do not quit.
Wow, such powerful words. Thank you so much, Nathaniel. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
It's been good, man. It's been good.
All the best, brother. The only limit is in your mind, eh?
That's right, that's right. And listen, all right, I'm going to leave this. Check out the business, right? www.gennex.info. That is gennex.info. Listen.
Another powerful person, definitely on Power 106 FM, Young Power, definitely young and powerful, definitely a contender in that regard. 2011 Black Power List under 40, winner of the Enterprise Young Brit Awards. Brunel University's honored alumnus for 2011 as well, winner from BBC's The Last Millionaire. He's also a Global Entrepreneurship Week ambassador. That was Nathaniel Peat.
And also, just importantly, he's also chairman of Jamaicans Inspire the
That's
UK,
right.
formerly known as the Jamaica Diaspora Future Leaders.
That's right.
Very good. Powerful interview.
Yeah, we'll take a break here on Young Power. We'll be right back.